times in an over. Because this is the ball that Srinath is worried about, and that's the reason why he backs up a long way and tries and plays shots. He said he is an attacking batsman, likes to play shot. He wasn't naturally that kind of a batsman. He used to play the orthodox way, get himself in. But over the last few years, a lot more insecure as a batsman. As a result, takes a lot of chances, doesn't really bother too much with getting into the line of the ball, but coming close to 1,000 runs.
Geez, an all-rounder, be doing the double. 100 wickets, 1,000 runs. We've got well over 200 test wickets now.
There again, to a ball that was pitched outside the leg stump. 291 for 7.
Just saying before, very unorthodox, but that is the way this Indian tail plays. Well, perhaps they're apart from Patif Patel, who's a little bit more orthodox, a little bit more correct. But certainly Kumble, Singh and Srinath, very, very difficult customers.
That Bangar 77 proving to be quite valuable for India. First inning scores at the Kolkata, at the Eden Gardens, never been too high. The high scores come in the second attempt. Should be wide. Not easy to bowl a wide in test matches, Danny.
Oh, I don't know about that. Managed to slip a couple in with a few outswingers early on, let the old new ball slip a bit, and you just see out of his hand. Just the shiny new ball sometimes, and especially in the subcontinent. And I found that at times it was very difficult to hold on to that shiny ball, that little lacquer that is on there, and occasionally it would just slip out. And with Cameron Cuffey there, that might have been the case. Just try to put a bit more effort into it, and it just slides out.
He's looking to play the square cut more often now, and for that very reason, they've got a fielder in the deep sort of sweeper point. I think it's a good position to have for Parthiv Patel. You see the man in the deep on the point boundary. I think it's Wavell Hines. And apart from that, they've got 2 slips and a gully. Oh, that's a good shot. That's good adjustment made by the young man. He knew there was cover in the deep, square or on the offside. He's looked to play in front of square on that occasion and picked up the gap between the two fielders. Good cricket by young Parthiv Patel.
Yes, he loves that. And going about this tail that's very unorthodox. Well, this man here, the wee fella, only played 5 test matches, 6 test matches. Just so orthodox, so correct. Lovely timing.
And when the ball is pitched up, got into a very good position to play a front foot defensive shot.
Well, he just gets into good positions, and like with left-handers, if you're short and wide, you go through here. He'll smash you through here. Then they've got a man out there as Sanjay Mandrake's on, but if you're a little bit too full, then he goes through these areas here, and he doesn't mind hitting down the ground because he's just so adept and just so correct. And I remember John Wright just saying he is a good little find. Not just with the gloves, but very capable with the blade. And he's just showing that at the moment. 294 for 7. And Mikey Holding was on about that crucial factor. Trying to bowl the West Indies, trying to bowl India out. And the coach, John Wright, maybe just thinking about how these guys can hang in there. Make sure Parthiv Patel gets most of the strike and keep rotating it.
Trying to hit it too hard, chopping it down on the ground, but he saw the width, so that reaction was understandable.
You see that backlift? Reminds me a little bit of Brian Lara, just so up high, very big high pendulum swing. And with that high backlift on slowish decks here in India, and he's got so much more time. So he looks nicely balanced.
294 for 7.
Whatever you buy online, do it faster. Get closer to your customers and colleagues. Send and receive more information more easily. BT Broadband. For details, visit bt.com or call 0800 800 060.
Srinath on strike, and Merv Dillon just following Srinath like a stalker.
Now, that's almost a wide down the leg side, and look where he is, Javakal. That's incredible. How far he is outside leg stump. Look at the old dancing shoes on, we've been saying. It's just incredible. Now Merv Dillon jags it back in, and look, I mean, he's been hit, and look, even another set of stumps here. Incredible. But he's out here and the stumps are here. Amazing.
And what happens after that? He picks up a few more test runs for himself. In fact, he's got a boundary.
Got a good eye, I'll give him that. Javagal Srinath. He must have a great eye, because the amount of movement he's doing with his feet and stuff. But just from a batting perspective, watch his head. Now, see, he keeps his head pretty still. Even though he's moving his feet and they're going outside leg stump, the head position from a batting perspective is very good. He keeps his head still. He keeps it down. So he's giving himself a chance. Hit through the line, even though he's gone outside the line of leg stump.
Slower delivery. You can see the West Indian bowlers are struggling to bring up the right plan for this kind of batting. They planned well against Virendra Sehwag. And I think the Harbhajan Singh ploy also worked pretty well, but he's struggling at the moment to get the better of Javagal Srinath.
Well, see, even like from a fast bowling perspective, and opening the bowling and looking at batsmen who had their heads nice and still. So people often ask that, well, Morrison, you know, you were a bowler. How can you comment about going on about batting? Well, bowlers actually look at batsmen's technique and see where their strengths are, and they analyse where they grip the bat, how they stand, and where their head position is. And you see, look, he's actually got good head position in terms of keeping it still while he's moving around the crease. And we know that he's got a bit older and his reflexes aren't quite as good as they used to be, but he keeps his head still, Javagal. It's nicely balanced. He's looking. And see where his feet go, but look at his head. It's nice and still. But he has to play some unorthodox shots because of his body position. But then it allows him to play those big free-flowing, booming shots over cover, over the bowler's head, with a relatively straight bat.
My next question to you, Danny, would be, what would Danny Morrison do to a batsman like Srinath? Now, you bowled to him earlier, but that was a different Srinath as a batsman. What would your plan be? Could be a run out. That's another way of getting Srinath out, but it's also got some bonus runs for India. So after the Harbhajan wicket, nothing much going the West Indian way. Brings up the 300 for India. Yet again, Srinath contributing.
The tail is starting to wag for India, and it certainly is entertainment. Merv Dillon, back end of a length. And Wavell Hines did the right thing because he was done. He was gone, out of the picture. Javagal gave up the ghost, but they couldn't get round and cover it. And Sawan, he just couldn't cut it off. And it cost them 5. Worth a go.
Can't blame Sawan too much for the backing up attempt that he made. He was at mid-on, and the angle created by the throw, which meant to cover a good distance to get behind that throw. He tried his best. Just the angle made it difficult. Eventually, they needed somebody at mid-wicket to cut off that overthrow. Wasn't to be. Now that could be a good shout. It's a delayed question asked by the West Indian. No, says Ashoka De Silva. 303 for 7. Was an entertaining start yesterday to the first day's play. So is the case on the second day. Cameron Cuffey has the ball, and in the commentary it's going to be Michael Holding, with him Ravi Shastri.
Thank you, Sanjay. So Srinath unorthodox in many ways, but for the moment effective. 16 of 14 balls. You can see the last over, just trying to back away, give himself room, hit through the offside. Mervyn Dillon looking to follow him, and that was the run-out chance. That's in the air, will clear mid-on. Good clean strike by Srinath. And some good entertainment for the crowd already this morning.
Well, as you said, Ravi, he's been very effective, Javagal Srinath. He certainly won't get out LBW because he's not getting anywhere near to the line of the ball. But once they pitch it up, he's just playing through the line. That's not the length to be bowling. Once he's backing away like that, they get tempted and think, okay, I can hit the stumps and I can pitch it up and just go right through. It ain't happening. I think what they need to be doing to Javagal Srinath is to be bowling off stump, just outside the off stump, have those men in the slip cordon, bring that third man in up to a fly slip, not the normal third man position, because if it's up to him, it's wide outside off stump, he'll be far away from the line of the ball. He'll just throw the bat at the ball, and it will fly off down into that third man region. They want to be bowling full, fine, but don't bowl full in line with the stumps. He's close enough to it to get enough bat on the ball, hit it straight down the ground. If you're going to be full, you have to be wide outside the off stump.
Through extra cover, second boundary of the over. The weight was on the back foot when he played it, but he still got it away.
Well, he's keeping his eyes on the ball, that is for sure. He's not just backing away, he's looking at it, and once it's full in length, he has enough time and he's close enough to hit it. That's coming out of the middle of the bat. That's not the edge.
Well, he's on 24 of 18 balls. And down the ground this time. That's another good hit. A flurry of boundaries. 3:15 for 7. Three decisive blows for Srinath in the last over. 12 runs conceded. This partnership already worth 35, and Srinath's got 28 of them. Partner Patel, a lot more orthodox, very organised with his technique, but Srinath played some fine shots in the last over. He knows exactly what he's doing. He gives himself room, he waits for the bowler to get the ball in his half, and if he can reach it, he hits through the line nicely. 3 shots coming out of the centre of the blade.
Paying the price for trying to hit the stumps. In the meantime, Parthiv Patel is doing the right thing as well, just trying to stay at the crease, trying to frustrate the rest of the bowlers. It was a full toss that went straight back past Cameron Coffey. Watch it, Shep. Keep your eyes on the ball. It's dangerous.
Well, he must have thought his days of ducking are over. He's finished cricket some time ago. Very important that the West Indies are patient here. They don't lose their cool. This is exactly what happened even in the second test match in Chennai. Harbhajan Singh and Srinath used unorthodox methods to upset the West Indian attack. Karl Hooper might just be thinking of the extra pace of Lawson and Pal at the moment.
I think that might be the way to go. Definitely someone with a bit more pace than Cameron Coffey, that can afford to bowl a bit shorter, bring those slip fielders into view. Certainly doesn't have the experience, neither Powell nor Lawson, that Cameron Coffey has, but they have a bit more pace, and that is what you perhaps need against Javagal Srinath.
Nicely worked up his legs. That is beautifully timed. Well, this young man showing more and more promise by the day.
He's batting so sensibly. He's just waiting on the ball to get in the areas where he is comfortable. And that is one area that he's very comfortable. The other is short and outside the off stump. When it's a good line, it's a good length, he's just quite happy to just come forward, block it, or even slide it over the face of the bat, get a run out on the offside. But when it's in his area, it's a boundary.
And again in total control of that shot. 5 of the over, 320 for 7.
The tail is wagging again. 40 from 42 deliveries this partnership so far. Sometimes you don't mind if the lower order batsmen get a few runs, but you'd prefer them to take a bit of time in doing it. Not Javagal Srinath.
A sudden shift in the balance of the game. West Indies striking in the very first over of the day. Since then, runs have come in a hurry for the Indians. 45 runs since the new ball was taken in just 8 overs. Cameron Coffey continuing.
Got the wicket this morning, Cameron Coffey, but has proven a bit expensive this morning. His overall figures, nothing really wrong with those figures, just about 3 runs per over. Parth Patel certainly has spent a lot of time at the crease in this series so far, proving very effective.
That's driven on the offside. There is a man in the deep. It's a good shot for just a single in a test match. Interesting to see now what tactics Coffey adopts here against Srinath. I think he's got to think of a short ball aimed at Srinath, if not anything, just to try and soften him up a bit. He's giving himself room, waiting for the ball to be pitched up.
Now have a look at this field. They are spread far and wide.
That's on the air. It's gone all the way. That's a mighty blow for 6.
I'm sorry, but it's obviously not a learning day today. Have a look at the length of this delivery again. It's up, it's gone. That's not the length.
Well, I think in a situation like this, important you go and tell the bowler your target. Target should be the rib cage of Srinath. But he's played very sensibly. He knows exactly what he's doing by giving himself room. He's just waiting for the bowler to pitch the ball up like Coffey's done here, and then there's no messing around. A nice clean strike. Good catch by V.V. Krishnan. He's one of the most senior photographers. He travels around the world taking photographs. Well done, V.V. .327 for 7.
Download
327 for 7. Cameron Coffey again suffering at the hands of Srinath. The bowling change now being brought about. Jermaine Lawson being introduced into the attack. He replaces Mervyn Dillon. Javagal Srinath, he's taken to Coffey this morning. 3 boundaries and a 6. That's gone through. Another boundary, this time for Patel. The 50-run partnership comes up in very quick time.
Well, that is Patel whenever the ball isn't quite in his area, just looking to open the face of the bat. Fortunate that it went through the field on that occasion.
Well, one thing you can see this morning, this pitch, a really good one for batting. It seems to have settled down nicely. The ball is coming onto the bat. These two batsmen enjoying themselves. In the air again, second boundary. Once again, the little left-hander in total control.
No, that was in his area. Short outside the off stump. He cuts well. Traveled in the air for quite some time, but he knew where the gap was and found it.
Well, there's no doubt he's a serious talent. He'll have to straighten up, Jermaine Lawson. Once again, it's the tail-enders who are stalling the West Indies. One would have to say you won't call Partha Patel a tail-ender for too long. Very relaxed dressing room now. Sanjay Bangar still the top scorer in this Indian innings.
Shivnarine Chandrapal in that backward point position. Has always been a very good fielder, very committed. We were talking this morning, Ravi, about the possibility of bowling India out for 320. Well, they are 3-3-5, that's still 3 wickets in hand. The coach will be very happy with that.
Well, he's looked in no trouble whatsoever, and it's been proper orthodox batting. He's been very correct with his technique. I'm sure the president of the Board of Control would be enjoying what he's seeing here. .335 for 7. Tremendous entertainment for the crowd this morning. India have gone along from 275 to now 335, and they've lost just 1 wicket. So 60 runs added in very quick time of just 55 balls. Now this was the drop chances. And then this morning, Patel, that is proving to be costly. Hooper putting that down. Well, now Carl Hooper trying to do something different. Obviously reckons that the ball is coming onto the bat and Srinath likes it. So just trying to vary the pace. It's a very well spread out field. 3 men patrolling the boundary on the onside. Will Srinath still go for the big one? He's on 34 of just 22 balls. And now is a good time to play sensibly, because Partha Patel is batting well at the other end with plenty of opportunities to pick up the singles. gets one.
Well, we saw a similar scenario in Chennai. Javagal Srinath was pretty much just throwing the bat at the ball when the quick bowlers were in operation. When the slow men came on, he tried to bat a bit more sensibly, still looking to score runs, still looking to hit boundaries. But at least he was trying to be a bit more sensible about his hitting. I suspect you just might see the same thing here against Hooper.
Just a hint of turn there. That ball stopped on the left-hander. Well, he's used the long handle to good effect in this series. 31, 39, 35. So he's having a good time with the bat, Srinath.
Keep going, big effort there.
Well, nicely turned off his legs. He'll have to hurry. He gets the single, the second run, I beg your pardon. What West Indies required was a good throw from the deep.
That's his area on that leg stump line. Wasn't the best of throws. The captain doesn't look a very happy man, and I think his fast bowlers should be a bit disappointed with their performance this morning.
.338 for 7.
तुम अपनी पसंद का खाना खाओ, मैं कुछ कॉल्स करके आई।
ये बीटी टुगेदर के मुफ्त शाम और वीकेंड के यूके कॉल्स का पूरा फायदा उठा रही है।
बेटी बस एक और।
हेलो।
मिस्टर गुप्ता, अच्छा मेरा लड़का संजीव, who totally wasted all his years at school and has no aptitude for academic work at all, मेरे उसी बेटे को आज डिग्री मिली है। Yes!
.338 for 7. See the selectors all sitting together. The one-day team for the series being picked up today.
Well, Jermaine Lawson is bowling the right length to Javagal Srinath, but unfortunately the field that has been set for the batsman hitting down the ground, and it certainly won't be hitting down the ground from that length. Left-handed Parth Patel now on strike, so a slightly different field placing. There are a lot more fielders a bit closer to the bat.
That's edged. There's no second slip. And third man has no chance. Now this is frustrating for the West Indies.
Well, the captain has been pretty much caught in no man's land because of the way that the bowlers have been bowling this morning. He certainly can't afford to keep the slip cordon packed, not the way they have been bowling. Perhaps Jermaine Lawson with his extra pace does need another man in that slip cordon, but you certainly can't blame the captain for being so defensive after what has transpired. Heading for another half century here, Parthiv Patel.
Well, if and when he reaches there, this crowd will go mad. They love a new star. They love someone who's young and as fearless as he is, 17 years of age. He showed his talent as a wicketkeeper, but now showing some real quality with the bat. That's a fine shot again off the back foot. It's a tribute to the young man that he's got a man at deep point for him.
Plays that shot very well. Has absolutely no problems with that. Lawson has to adjust his length and recognize the length that he needs to bowl to respective batsmen. Now bowling to Jabagal Srinath. Field is spread far and wide again. Long off, long on. Don't think he needs long off and long on if he continues to bowl at the length at which he had been bowling previously.
.348 for 7. So Hooper continuing. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Srinath can control himself. He'll be eyeing the big one. There are men in the deep for Hooper.
He'll try and bat sensibly, but I just suspect that if Hooper gives it a bit of light, he will go for the big one. He's a powerful hit of the ball, and if it doesn't quite get hold of it, it may not carry. So far, Carl Hooper not really giving it too much flight. Trying to make sure that when he does, he will go for it.
That's smashed down the ground. Even long off can't cut it. That ball reached the boundary at the rate of knots.
Well, I just said he's a very powerful hit of the ball, Srinath. That got down there in no time.
Well, this is beginning to get a little bit out of hand as far as the West Indies are concerned. They need a wicket desperately at this stage. More runs. The frustration continues. The 350 comes up for India. And another boundary to end the over. It's 353 for 7.
Whatever you buy online, do it fast.
It's day 2 of the test match here in Kolkata, but this first hour of play has been like a one-day game. 78 runs have come in just 13 overs. Tremendous entertainment for the crowd. This is a record partnership for the 8th wicket on this ground against the West Indies. And to tell you more, it will be Ian Bishop and Sanjay Manjrekar. And for DD National viewers, the commentary in Hindi with Arun Lal and Maninder Singh.
That is out. Straight away. Jermaine Lawson has picked up the wicket of Parthiv Patel. Important and vital breakthrough for the West Indies. Shivnarine Chandapal, the catcher, disappointment. 3 short of a deserved half century.
It has this tendency of playing the square drive slightly in the air, was dropped earlier at second slip. On this occasion, carried straight to the fielder at point, but you've got to feel sorry for the young man. He's put together another valuable partnership for his team. Unfortunate not to get to his 50. Parthiv Patel gone for 47 and India 353 for 8.
At the crease, comes in to replace Parthiv Patel. Javagal Srinath going great guns at the other end, which is just over 17 in test match cricket. He's scored a couple of half centuries, and no doubt for India there's still a job to be done. 353 for 8 is the total at the moment. Jermaine Lawson. Well, the momentum certainly, Sanjay, has gone India's way this morning.
Well, he's looking to use the pace of the bowler, opening his face with the bat, and just gets under the ball, looking to scoop it. And when you look to do that, there is always that risk of the ball staying in the air long enough for a fielder to get behind it. That occasion, Chandapal was there to take that catch. But another very useful contribution by Parthiv Patel. Still early days for him, but that one failure in his very first test innings at Trent Bridge is the only failure that he's got as a batsman. Every time he's walked into a test match, he's contributed with the bat, Parthiv Patel. Today getting his highest score of 47. And of course Javagal Srinath, with his own methods, made things a trifle easy for Parthiv Patel.
I think the thing here for the West Indies is to get these next couple of wickets as quickly as possible, because I just think that with the innings that Patel and Srinath have played, it's just taken a little bit of air out of the sails of the West Indians, who would have been hoping that early wicket with the second new ball would have continued. I just wonder how this will affect their confidence and their momentum when their turn comes to bat. They must feel a little deflated at the moment. It certainly has been a very good pitch. It's been very, very true. A few balls have carried, but the bounce has been predictable, Sanjay.
I think this is the best surface that the West Indian batsman will get to bat in the series. We've been saying throughout this morning that the pitch is looking better, it will play better. Second innings score here at the Eden Gardens have been bigger than first innings, so the West Indians can't really complain too much about the surface. Their best chance to put up a big total.
Anil Kumble is off the mark. 354 for 8.
He's not the best runner between wickets, Javagal Srinath, and he wasn't making his job any easy. First, a little late to react for that single, and with the helmet in his right hand, it was always going to be a bit of a stroll at the other end. Can't get the sprint going. You're carrying the gloves and the helmet in one hand. excellent contribution yet again, following his 39 in the Chennai Test match, 45 here.
Carl Hooper will continue to Anil Kumble. He's got a long on in place for Anil Kumble. I'm not quite certain that it might just be a little bit early to have that man there. He's only on one, Anil Kumble. What you want to do is for him to try to force to hit the ball over the top. If he succeeds on one or two occasions, then you can push that man back, but maybe a little early.
And more so, Bish, because Anil Kumble, interestingly, is more assured as a batsman against the faster bowlers. Haven't seen him play too many great shots against the spinners. He might just prove me wrong the very next ball. But not at home when it comes to the slower bowlers. When the quickies are on, he might look ungainly, but I've seen him play better against the faster bowlers more than the spinners.
Ball.
And more than anything, he'll just want to stay there and just work the ball around, while Srinath, if he can continue from India's point of view, and that's Maninder Singh and Arun Lal commentating in Hindi. 3:54 for 8.
और आप फोन करती रहना. बाय.
Kolkata.
नबीला. अब वो
Javagal Srinath on 45. Oh, he's hitting it well. He's hitting it very, very well. Didn't look like scoring a run in the West Indies early on in the year, but certainly he's just seemed revitalized. He knows these pitches very well.
Forget West Indies, Bish, even this morning when he came into bat, didn't look like he would get a run, but look at the field now that West Indies have for him. There's a fast bowler in operation, the quickest bowler that West Indies has, and they've got a long off and a mid-on that's virtually down to the boundary ropes. Just the one slip, a sweeper cover.
Well fielded. Gareth Breeze is the man, substitute fielder.
Yes, he was the sweeper cover for Srinath against a fast bowler. And it's a good thing he was there, because this would have been a certain boundary. It was played in the gap. But that man there, Gareth Breeze, was square on the offside in the sweeper cover position. Was able to get around it. Naturally, the field changes for Anil Kumble. We've got two slips now, and all other fielders just coming in.
Well bowled by Jermaine Lawson. He's learning very quickly. Just tried to get the Yorker through the new batsman. Anil Kumble just falling over it a bit. But he's also tried the slower ball. I noticed in his first over, tried the slower ball to Javagal Srinath. And that just might be one of the secrets. The ball is coming on quite consistently on this pitch. And I think he's learned quickly. I've been impressed with the way in which he's handled these situations.
There they are, the Hindi commentators, Maninder Singh on the left and Arun Lal on the right. Very close to the spectators, those two. having a good time by the looks of things. They're one level below us. Well, it's quite obvious to see that the West Indians just lost the plot a bit when Srinath went berserk. And as luck would have it, everything went Srinath's way. A few things that Carl Hooper could have done. Not easy, but could have asked his bowlers to just try 2 deliveries or maybe 3. A quick short delivery into the ribs, a slow delivery, and Yorkers, no length balls. Kumble will keep the strike. 356 for 8. Inexperience of the West Indian fast bowling unit again evident. They just could not work out the right strategy or the right plan against Srinath. But there's very different methods. And yet again the tail has wagged for India and has put on some very, very useful runs. Now getting close to 400, the Indians.
So India have achieved 1 target this morning, getting over 350. Still a couple of wickets left. 53 fours in this innings so far. That is a high proportion. That's indicative of how quick this outfield is. A new bowler, Darren Powell, takes over from Carl Hooper. Scored at over 4 runs and over. Darren Powell. I think it really just sums up once again where the West Indies bowling is short in terms of its potency. In that over and over again, it used to be that 5th, 6th wicket partnership. And now the tail has continued wagging on very important occasions. No doubt Powell and company, Lawson, very young. They will have to learn their trade in tough circumstances. But it's these little moments that India just seem to be more confident in. 165 for 4 yesterday. That was a crucial moment. They won that battle with a partnership between Laxman and Banger. And once again this morning, losing an early wicket, another defining period in the game. And Srinath and Patel come and take that away. He's not the quickest, Cameron Coffey. And he had to move to his left. Just gave enough time to Anil Kumble, who was on the mark. Took a very good single.
As you mentioned, the problem of the West Indian bowlers to get rid of the tail. It's been a problem for India as well when they go overseas and when they have to depend on their faster bowlers. One of the things that you need as a fast bowler when a tail ender is having a good day, he's taking his chances, the chances are coming off. You need the full range as a fast bowler. You should have control over your Yorkers. You should have a good lethal bouncer.
That's in the air, just short of Gareth Breeze. Well, he's just a little quicker than you expect, Darren Powell. Usually above 140. And just a little quickly on to Javagal Srinath. Just hit the very high up on the bat. That's beaten for pace.
Well, that's something that a fast bowler can try against Srinath. Short delivery. Give him the impression that you're going to dig it in short. Very quick. May not come off as quick. So Darren Powell doing the right thing, but then, as I said, you need to have a full range as a bowler. Then the odd Yorker or a good slow delivery can do the trick. But when you are limited as a bowler and you only have control over your length balls, which are around good length, short of length, over pitch, those are the dangerous balls to bowl to the tail-enders. Another thing that Carl Hooper could try, very unusual, it is to get maybe Ramnare Sarwan and Shivnarayan Chandapal to bowl some leg spinners against Srinath. But that is one variety that Srinath doesn't like too much. 357 for 8.
Whatever you...
Has scored very, very quickly. Unorthodox in his methods. He doesn't stand anywhere near in front of his stumps. But when the ball is pitched up to him, he strikes it very, very cleanly and effectively. And he tries to hit as straight as possible. And he's done so with a great degree of success so far this morning, using the aerial route very, very well. So this will do his confidence a lot of good, Javagal Srinath, and just what Saurav Ganguly would have wanted as well. John Wright, 18 of those runs down the ground through the mid-off area. 89% of his runs has come through the offside, and that's the other 11% leg side. So, well, you really have to be a lot more patient with Javagal Srinath. That's certainly how my thinking would be if I were to bowl at him and he gets off to a good start. Yes, he exposes his stumps, and that certainly has to be the thinking of Mervyn Dillon. Every so often you'd want to aim at the stumps. But in the main, I think you've got to be fairly patient, because these types of pitches with the lack of bounce are not the same as the West Indian pitches, which some of them might bounce and cause more problems.
Crucial also, apart from the line that you mentioned rightly, has to be stumps always, even if he's making room. But the length, that package that we saw of Srinath hitting the ball all over the park, you could see the balls were all length deliveries around the good length. It gives a batsman like Srinath the right kind of elevation when he's looking to play the aerial shots.
Well, that will cause some problems for Cameron Cloughy to his right. He gets there in the end. And so now Javagal Srinath gets the strike, and he's 4 short, or 4 away from what would be his 5th half-century in Test match cricket.
Be interesting to see now what Merv Dillon does to Srinath, because they've had a bit of a break. The drinks interval was pretty long one, and may have just got time to discuss Srinath and what is to be done. So I would assume there will be a lot more sense now in the attack that Merv Dillon has in store for Srinath. They've seen exactly what Srinath is up to. Interesting to see what length he bowls, what line he bowls to Srinath.
Slower delivery, and that's what I was talking about earlier. You've got to vary the pace as well, and it's important with that slower delivery that it's not too full to Srinath. It must just invite him to try to get under it. Just look at the fingers just rolling down the outside. He bowls it reasonably well, Mervyn Dillon, and if he tries to hit that down the ground with the long off in place, and you're looking at that catch. But I think he might just be looking to bowl a stock delivery back a length away from that driving area for the moment.
Another good thing he's doing is taking his time, getting Srinath to wait in stance.
Out. That's the length. Very good length from Mervyn Dillon. And another catch in the slip. Carl Hooper taking that catch. Reward for Mervyn Dillon and for the West Indies. Good innings though from Srinath.
Just short of length and leaving the right-hander. Srinath was seeing the ball better, which meant he was getting close to the line of the ball. As a result, the edge taken. Carl Hooper accepts it. Srinath playing another cameo.